Hey, how's it going, everybody? I've got something here that will hopefully be reproducible. I just had a customer trip along this route, and approaching this portion here, and hopefully you can see well enough, getting onto the on-ramp to head onto the 15 South, I encountered a failure condition. One that was surprising and really rather disappointing because it's so simple. And of course, on chill mode in that drive. Now, what happened in that case, just to lay the groundwork, is once we left here and turned right, the system was in the left of two right turn lanes that you'll see to go onto the highway. And it did not make any move to get over to the left. No turn signal indication, and no movement in the yoke to show any intention to shift left onto the proper route. The light in that case also turned yellow as we were probably less than 5-6 meters from where the turn actually was. So at the last minute, I disengaged and just kind of curved us through the yellow, straight on the path, no other cars around us, to not waste the customer's time, because it would have carried us in a minimum down to the next exit to turn around, back up the freeway to continue along to the ultimate destination. Sorry, 805 South, not the 15. And what I want to do here is hopefully reproduce this and show you what's going on and why it's a failure condition and why it does matter, because I want to try to establish a need to recognize that it's not just about safety critical disengagements. It's about system competency and accuracy as well, especially if you're trying to measure this as a future service, cybercab, RoboTaxi, whatever you want to call it. There's obviously a difference between a system running red lights or swerving over double yellows or going into oncoming traffic and a system missing a turn or not being able to execute a maneuver or getting stuck in the middle of the road. And these obviously have different weights of priority on them. Yes, that's true. Now let's toss that aside because we're all adults and we understand that. Now we need to look at there is an importance to non-critical disengagements being eliminated for you to have a reliable taxi service in the future. I think it should be awesome that that's what we're criticizing, because that means we've acknowledged that it's gonna be something that we're gonna have to test in the future or perfect to make it a reliable service. It's not a question of will it ever happen. Now it's a question of how good can we make it, because it absolutely will happen. It's already happening with Waymo. So let's try to put aside this need to present full self-driving like it's ready now and just acknowledge the fact that it needs to improve, and it will. I've been one of the best advocates for the improvement of FSD over the years. Now, that rant aside, let's go ahead and check this out and see if we can replicate this concern. Actually have the ability to turn it on right here, so we'll go ahead and do that and see how we treat this. And I actually hope it does mess up at least once so you guys can see what I'm talking about in a visual representation, because the cameras weren't on for that drive. I'm still charging this camera up. That's just one of the unfortunate things that come with trying to record all the things that FSD does. It's still recording one of these polls over here as a person like it did, where people would say, oh, look, it sees ghosts in graveyards, because people are funny. We'll skip through this red light, though. All right. And I am also going to put this on full display for everybody. So let's see. Because this initial lane that we're in is going to become one of the turning lanes. And again, I hope it messes it up just so you get the visual. Oh, okay, we're getting over. Or not. No, because we have a car behind us. Are we? Oh, but it decided it wasn't. Now it is? Okay, cool. So this is where we should have been, but last time that wasn't the case. Let me see what happens if I put us over here. Because this is where we stayed last time. And this is just to demonstrate what I was talking about. We were here, and it wasn't, from this point, wasn't detecting that it needed to get over. Granted, remember, it was doing it right. And see, we're still not detecting to get over because probably these double solid whites here. So what I'll do is I'll zip around and I'll run this back again, maybe 2 or 3 times, just to get a definitive answer as to what's going on. All right, I'm taking over because it wanted to correct and go straight through there. All right, but we'll go ahead and we'll try that again to see if we can have it reproduce the same results. All right, we are back here at the beginning. And let's see what happens. Activate here. May or may not proceed past this car with a right turn on red. Right turn on red's been a little interesting. Let's see, is it gonna... Okay, we're inching forward. Now I'm happy that that first pass, it maneuvered correctly and we got into the left lane to stage the route. And I'm wondering if there's any of that like inherent emergent behavior that had kicked in. So you know this is good. It needs to get over. The first time with the customer, it didn't. It stayed over here until it was in the double yellows. So I don't know that I'll be able to reproduce the issue I had. If anything, this shows that the ability for it to do it right is there. Kind of like the gauntlet area where it would occasionally do it right and then do it wrong. But that is something that needs to be reduced, because the 2 times that I've showed you guys this with just me and no customer, it's actually done the right thing. And then I have the customer and it does the dumb thing and pretty much gets to where this SUV was before I had to take over. I'm gonna try to record as much as I can, keeping my cameras probably on life support for the chance that I'll catch these issues as they arise. But you know, that is 2 good passes, and in future updates it will become less and less of an issue. But it's just important to acknowledge the here and now and the limitations that we're facing, and to be okay with that, and to understand this is a process. But I won't take any more time of this. Get back to work, because the more I do these tests, the less I'm earning a living. So I'm gonna get back to it, and hopefully I can catch more of these issues on camera for you so you can see them. But hey, at least, you know, 2 out of the 3 times today that I've gone through there, it did it correctly. So I'll catch you guys in the next video.